Hello everyone, thank you for joining me today. We are going to go on a journey through The Sims 4 Autonomy today and just really seeing how the Sims in Sims 4 act on their own with max free will enabled. They're able to do whatever they want, but hopefully they act in the way that suits their traits and their aspirations. So here I decided to make 8 Sims. 2 are human, 2 are alien, 2 are vampire, and 2 are mermaid people. Male and female for each group, and then I wanted to create and place them in a house custom to themselves. The reasoning behind doing this video is just to show that the Sims 4 compared to the other Sims games is lacking in the aspect of autonomy. When they first came with the announcements for The Sims 4, these were supposed to be smarter, better Sims, but the autonomy really shows that they're not any smarter than the other Sims games that we have previously had in the past. I think Sims 3 actually was a little bit better than Sims 4 with the autonomy of Sims, in that they would actually react and do things based on their traits. So here I am trying to make houses. I do not pride myself on building. I actually think that my building skills are pretty poor in the Sims games, and I decided to go ahead and go to the Sims gallery and pull a house from there. So on the Sims gallery, I pulled a house that was fitting. I added a pool and a hot tub in the background, and then I assigned some jobs to a few of the Sims just to give them maybe some direction as to what they're supposed to do. It didn't help at all, but it added some different things and different interactions that the Sims had. I had to modify the house a bit because the vampires were dying due to not being able to get inside the house. It was not a fault of the original creator, it was a fault of the Sims themselves just not being able to get past the doorway into the house. I tried it again later on after this video and put the house back and just had 2 Sims and they were fine. It was the multiple Sims trying to get inside of one house. And the autonomy, as you can see, is just Sims watching TV and talking to each other, and that is mainly what happens in The Sims 4 when you leave Sims to do their own thing. They will not try to progress their skills at all. If they do, it's purely because they're either making a meal or watching the cooking channel or something like that, and they accidentally gain a skill. It's not an active act of trying to gain skill. We see them swimming, and we see them walking around some more. Their laundry is starting to build up. That is a thing in this video. Their laundry does build up quite a lot because they will not clean on their own. They will only clean the basic things. They will clean the sink and other appliances that are in the base game, and then they will mop. I added some guitars and maker stations to see if the Sims would actively try and make something on their own. They do play the guitars on their own, but they will not use anything that requires you to purchase materials. So I thought that was kind of interesting. And so we'll go ahead and keep watching them while I go through some mods that you could add to your game if you wanted to increase the fun and interaction with autonomy. So one of the ones I really like is Slice of Life. It's by Kwai Stacy, and it allows your Sims to receive some quirky texts. They can send texts to NPCs and they will reply back. And Sims will gain unique moodlets and emotions based on some functionality within that mod. So it is a lot of fun to play with. We have the Meaningful Stories mod. And in that mod, Sims and their moodlets are less predictable. Their emotion intensity is varied for different moodlets depending on how they gain that moodlet. And then Sims will behave more according to their emotion rather than just behaving as a drone watching TV and communicating with one another. There is a Wicked Whims mod that is 18 plus, so keep that in mind. But you can control such things as pregnancy chances, relationship settings, relationship cheats, and other autonomy settings for relationships. Sims will then automatically woohoo with each other. Currently, Sims will not woohoo with each other unless you tell them to. They won't propose to each other. They won't progress romantically unless you give them that goal of progressing. There is an extreme violence mod. It's very violent, as it says, so if you're not into violence, do not download the mod. Sims can be given a psychopath aspiration. They can defend themselves and fight back. And it adds guns to the game. I don't see any value for that mod personally. I don't need Sims doing anything other than their current brawl interaction with each other. There's a mod for not having celebrities react in disgust to everything, so that is nice. It's pretty basic, but it's part of the autonomy. There's the have some personality please mod. The mod takes away the need for Sims to feel like they need to idle chat with one another, which is what they're doing mainly in this playthrough. It gives more autonomy to toddlers, and it gives personalities to cats and dogs, which is awesome. I love that. Explore mod just allows your Sims to autonomously explore with other NPCs and other Sims in your household, and then also allow them to actually gain skill when they're at home. So that is nice. And then we have the autonomous proposals, allowing Sims to propose to one another and progress their relationships with one another without you having to micromanage them. And we have MC Command Center mod. It does a lot of things, but one of the things it does do is you can adjust the autonomy in the game itself, saying what Sims will and will not do autonomously. For example, repairing objects, cleaning, woohoo, mischievous interactions. You can turn those all on or off depending on how you want to play the game. And if they will have relationships with their family members. So if they will interact and try to grow their family bond with one another. You could turn this off and then create like two siblings that absolutely hate each other and don't understand. So that would be fun. And then there's the Life Tragedies mod. It can make things more fun by adding things like serial killers and things like that. I personally, again, do not need that in my game. I don't need a murderer in my game or anything like that, but if that is what suits your fancy, feel free to go ahead and get that mod. For me, Slice of Life and MC Commander are probably the two that I would choose out of all of those. So go ahead and look those up and get whichever one you prefer. And let's get back into our game here, and as we can see, most of our TVs are broken, so our Sims are having to rely on talking to one another a lot more. We are also getting thunderstorm after thunderstorm, so a couple of the Sims have been struck by lightning, which is going to lead to one of them becoming supercharged pretty soon, and I hadn't seen that before, so I was very excited when that did happen. And our Sims are just going around, they're sleeping, they're napping. I'm looking at the Sim that's about to become supercharged and was getting a little excited here. And what we can really see in the house is that the repo man came because we didn't pay our bills because I was letting them do their own thing. And then our Sims broke most of the appliances in the house. A lot of the refrigerators are broken. Some sinks and toilets are broken. They won't repair automatically, and they will not answer the door either. So here we go. We're looking at this sim. He didn't get far in his traits. He hasn't met anybody. He only has food in his inventory from actually cooking on the lot. He didn't gain any lifestyle traits and was not in progress to have any. And then he did okay at taking care of himself. Let's see, this lady here, she didn't make any friends. She only got to 3 on cooking because that's what they needed to. And she didn't have anything in her inventory. And then no real lifestyle changes. She had some in progress, but nothing really solidified. So now we have our alien lady. I was trying to find her there. She did okay. She had 3 in mischief, so that was kind of funny to see. She was friends with Madeline, so that was nice. Also, she made a friend. No lifestyle changes. She had 2 in progress, but nothing solidified. Again, she did okay at taking care of herself, but she did get stuck in a room at one point, so I am failing her on taking care of herself. This sim was my best sim. He took care of himself really well. He did okay in his job, got to level 2, but he also put out all the fires on the lot every single time it happened. Didn't have much in his inventory, and then didn't have any lifestyles, but I give him an A+ for actually cleaning. He cooked, and he put out the fires. Here we have this sim, and she is doing alright. She was one of the worst offenders at almost dying and getting stuck and me having to go rescue her all the time. She also almost died from freezing outside, but she gained 2 lifestyles, outdoors and energetic, just because she's a mermaid and she was always swimming outside. This guy is our supercharged merman, and he did okay. He got to level 2 of his career. He got to level 3 cooking. Again, the cooking, it's just because they have to feed themselves. Not really any friends. And then his hydration was always pretty bad. Same with the last mermaid. And they started a fire at the end here, and Tracy set herself on fire. So we're gonna go ahead and have our man, the only one who puts out a fire. Oh, he passed it up to the vampire on that last one. That was nice of him. And then I'm gonna have this guy strike lightning right there. Pew! I was just a little too excited for the lightning. Alright, so we're gonna go through our last 2, which are the vampires. The vampires became friends with each other. They didn't really do anything to improve themselves. They got a little bit further in their careers just because vampires are able to earn traits a little bit quicker, but the criminal vampire did just steal dirty dishes all the time. So I'm giving all in all this a failure for Autonomy. Obviously the Sims could be better, and definitely if you want them to be better, install a mod for that. But overall, I think The Sims is a fun game to play if you want to micromanage them all the time. And with the mods, you can have them be autonomous a little bit more. And thank you guys so much for joining me on this game today. I had a lot of fun going through and experiencing this with all of you. So I hope you come back. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys again soon. Thanks. Bye.